It's time for the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Now, the West Salem Panthers and the Holmen Vikings. The KQEG TV High School Game of the Week is made possible by our sponsors, like Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business. Southwest 2nd Avenue in Onalaska. Schumacher Kish Cremation and Funeral Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. Premier Spine Health and Injury on Main Street in Holmen. Boyer's Furniture, quality furniture at affordable prices on South Avenue, La Crosse. American Family Insurance and your agent in West Salem, Jim Quinn. University of Wisconsin La Crosse. Surround yourself with distinction. Surround yourself with UWL. Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill on Leonard Street in historic downtown West Salem. Tri-State Business Machines, your #1 choice for office equipment in Onalaska. Advanced Cargo, shipping locally and around the world in downtown West Salem. Rish Heating and Air Conditioning, your Armstrong dealer in downtown West Salem. Allied Cooperative in Toma, West Salem, and Arcadia. Big Boar Barbecue, for the best barbecue, make it Big Boar Barbecue. Highway 16 West Salem and George and Gillette Street on the north side of La Crosse. And Union State Bank of West Salem, where customers and community come first. Now let's go down to the field and KQEG's Carl Greenfield and Art Fay. It's time for the KQEG.
Welcome, everyone, tonight to the KQEG High School Game of the Week. This is Art Fay along with Carl Greenfield. We got Ryan Scaife on camera tonight. Another beautiful night for high school football here at Holmen High School. It is a kickoff of about 70 degrees tonight, where we've got the Holmen Vikings coming in 1-2 on the year. They're 1-0 in the MVC. And the West Salem Panthers, they come in at 3-0, 1-0 as well in the conference. And Carl, you look at these two teams tonight. Holmen, that's a very deceiving 1-2 record.
Yeah, they played a very tough non-conference schedule earlier in the season at Chippewa Falls, and then the dominant force that is Menominee. So those two losses, like you said, a little bit misleading. And they're coming off of a very emotional last-second field goal win over La Crosse Central at Central.
That is absolutely amazing, you know, and in the game we saw with Menominee, about halfway through that game, the starting quarterback for the Holmen Vikings, Cameron Weber, he suffered a dislocated hip as a season-ending injury, and then backing him up and coming in was Austin DeCant, and he came in, and it's at least in the game and a half that's been since then, Carl, a completely running team. He's only passed once in those two games.
Well, and Holmen has always been a traditional run-first offense in that double-wing formation, and so you're going to see the likes of Brett Holden and Kevin Cable. DeCant will carry it himself as well. So those types of things, you're going to see a lot of motion, a lot of misdirection, a lot of fake handoffs. So it'll be up to West Salem to be on their toes.
You know, and West Salem coming in there offensively, they have got Joe Wopat, who started the last two games at quarterback, the senior, and they do a lot of running too. They mix it up a little bit more as far as their offense.
Yeah, you know, Brennan Holt, obviously their lead back, a pretty dominant force there. But yeah, they do pass the ball well. Good receiver in Trenton Foreman. So Wopat's got some weapons to go after.
Well, we're about ready for tonight's opening kickoff. Jonah Johnson is getting ready to kick off, and he was the young man who kicked that field goal the other night. Bring the win for them home against La Crosse Central, a high-powered offensive team. So it'll be interesting to see how this defense for Holmen shapes up against this West Salem Panther offense. Here we go, opening kickoff that's going to go into the end zone. Oh, they pick it up and bring it out. Across the 15-yard line, got a little bit of running room to 25, and finally dragged down at the 30. Good return after a deep kickoff.
That was number 52, Ethan Olson, with the return. And like you said, surprising that he was bringing it out of the end zone on such a tumbling, rolling kick.
So the West Salem Panthers will come out in the white jerseys, the orange trim tonight at the 31-yard line. Going left to right. Dark jerseys are the Holmen Vikings tonight. Tonight, a special night at the gate, Carl. They had donations, and both in materials and in cash to help the victims of the floods in our area. There's a handoff to the right side. Not much going on there. Brought to the line of scrimmage, maybe even a half-yard loss.
Swarm of Holmen Vikings surround Brendan Holt, and that's going to be a key for tonight's game for Holmen to contain Holt, and even though West Salem has a little bit more balanced offense, be able to force them into the passing game a little more than they would like to be.
You know, this big crowd here tonight, too. I'm sure that those donations at the gate, both financially and in product to help clean up the flood victims, they're going to have a big donation they're going to be able to help out our neighbors with. Pass over the middle, in and out of the hands, and incomplete, brings up a third down.
That was a good look. He had his man across the middle, Caleb Young. And, you know, this was something that West Salem struggled in last week, was protecting the quarterback and blocking in the offensive line. Obviously a good pocket there. So some improvements have been made in the interim.
Viking defense is giving up 28 points per game. But again, I think this defense has been improving every single week. Third down and 10. Out of the gun. Wopat looking over to his left, airs it out. Oh, just out of the outstretched hands of his intended receiver. And that's number 21 it was out there for, and that's Trenton Foreman, his favorite receiver.
Yeah, Foreman, a big target, probably a good 6'2", 6'3", long arms, and just barely out of his reach. So West Salem goes 3 and out.
They'll bring up a fourth down to punt. Therick Roberts, one of their second leading rushers, does the punting duties.
Yeah, Roberts, another talented running back. We'll probably see some of him tonight.
And a quick punt. Kind of punches that out, comes down at the 42, taken there at midfield and down into West Salem territory. Looked like, I think it was Tyler Rodriguez, with a return.
I believe that was Rodriguez, number 13. Rodriguez, a 5'11", 150-pound junior. So we'll get the first look at the Holmen offense now.
As we said, Austin DeCant called in to take over the quarterback duties in the second game when Cameron Weber was injured. And this is run for these Holmen Vikings in the last game and a half.
Yeah, you see 9 men in the box on defense.
Handoff on the left side, a push head about 3 yards, so it'll bring up it on the second down and 7. It's carried by number 44, Brendan Holt.
That's Brett Holden. Very similar names from both 44s on the roster.
Second down and long. Going in motion. And again, going up the middle between the guards. Not much running room there. Once again, they go to Holden. Holden does a lot of the carrying for him.
Yeah, Holden over 400 yards so far this season. So he's been their workhorse.
Yeah, and I can see West Salem keying on him. So we got a third down. And we'll call it 7 again. This option coming around the corner. There's DeCant. He's finally brought down to the 30. He's got the first down and a lot more.
Ethan Olson able to chase him down, but not after DeCant makes a big run.
And DeCant's getting up. He's favoring his right ankle. I don't know.
Looks like he's going to try and stay in.
He's going to have to come.
He is coming out.
His right ankle got turned, so now we're going 3 deep at the quarterback position. And they're calling down the line, and see who that is. That's Rylan Wall, number 4, and he is a sophomore, and he's going to be called into duty. Wow, timeout called by the Vikings. So this really is interesting. Carl, you've got, in game 2, Weber getting hurt and bringing out. DeCant fills in very nicely. Now Wall is being called in. And the sophomore is going to have a big chore on him if DeCant can't come back in.
Wall, a 6'2", 165-pound sophomore. And, it's a lot of pressure, for such a big game. Both teams coming in 1-0 in the conference. And we'll see what we have in Ryland Wall. We've never seen him before, so. And maybe that's an advantage for West Salem, or for Holmen, with West Salem never seeing him before.
We'll see, but I don't think they're going to go away from their run game here. So the ball is just inside the 30. And we'll see if DeCant is able to come back in. They're working on the sidelines. Handoff to the deep back and tackled. No gain in the play. Andrew Fisher, in fact, he may have lost a yard.
Yeah, good pursuit on the outside there. Yeah, it looks like a loss of 2 on the play.
Wall goes back in. Yeah, they're working on the right ankle of DeCant on the sidelines here.
See Craig Newsom Sr., the former Green Bay Packer, on the sidelines there, helping him out.
Turn the give. A quick hitter on the left side, and Kevin Cable, who had a lot of duty in these last 2 games, as well carrying the football, picks up about 2.
And that was Joe Hess, number 24 for West Salem, tripping him up. And that's a big play from a very good linebacker.
Well, 3rd and long before they went on the option. We'll see if the young quarterback is going to run that same play.
They ran it to the wide side of the field. Now the motion's going left.
Deep pitch, and that's going to go nowhere. Getting hit hard and brought down, Andrew Fisher.
Ethan Olson right there once again. And looks like they're going to bring in Jonah Johnson. Are they going to try a field goal here?
Well, he's got the leg. He's been looking. Yeah, I've seen him kick in practice, and I've seen him in the game. This was in his range. I mean, it's a long one. It's a 45-footer or 45-yarder, but it's within his range. So we'll see here.
And limited wind out there.
35 yards. That was going to fall way short. And it goes into the end zone. So we'll bring it back out, and it'll be West Salem's ball. But I have seen him. He didn't get underneath that one right. But the field goal attempt from 35 falls incomplete.
Well, it was a good idea.
With a change of possession, one of our sponsors tonight is Schumacher Kish Funeral Homes. They've been serving the La Crosse area for over 50 years with prearranged funeral plans and traditional services. They're comforting to know they'll be there when you need them. Schumacher Kish, with locations in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. Ball spotted at the 20-yard line. First down for the West Salem Panthers. Panthers wins have come against Arcadia in the first game of the season, 28-7. Gaelic Trempealeau, they beat 14-6. And last week, a convincing win over Toma, 33-6. Only giving up a touchdown a game on defense for the Panthers. There's a big back coming out of the backfield, spinning and getting about 4, maybe 5 yards on the play. That's number 35, Therick Roberts.
Roberts had a couple of touchdowns in last week's game and was a nice little change of pace from Holt.
On the sideline, Cameron Weber checking in on DeCant, and he's on crutches. And they're checking out the toes of DeCant right now, the trainer. All right, second down and about 5. On the far side of the field, taken by Wolpat, and he's dragged out of bounds, maybe made the line of scrimmage. And it'll bring up a third down.
Wolpat did everything in his power to just not lose a whole lot on that play with that high snap. Able to corral it, fortunately, and at least get somewhat close back to the line of scrimmage. Now with 3rd and 7 coming up, you got to figure that Trenton Foreman is going to be one of his primary targets here.
Yeah, he does like going to him. Foreman on the left side looking that way. Now he's going to do a screen underneath, and it's a good one. And a lot of power on that second effort, and Roberts goes out of bounds, and he's got the first down at about the 35.
Nice play, somewhat set up by that that fade pass that they tried to go to Foreman on the last series, and they had the same formation out there and ran a screen pass out of it and were able to get a nice gain for first down.
Yeah, Roberts is the kind of guy, boy, he hits you. You really got to grab on and hold on for help.
Yeah, it's one of those that doesn't feel real good. Because he's delivering the blow rather than receiving it.
Went out of bounds at the 33, so 1st and 10. Panthers will start this drive at their own 20. Again, Roberts on the inside. And a loose football. I think it's going to be going to the Vikings.
I think you're right.
Not quite sure here. The official's talking it over, see if it was a down ball or not.
They actually may have him down.
Oh, they said he was down, yep.
That's a big break.
Yeah, it is. That squirted out, bounced out about 5 yards downfield. So a break for the Panthers, 2nd down and 7. Ball lying at the 36-yard line. Wopat out of the gun. Little option play, pitches back to Roberts, and Roberts tackles for a loss.
And that's a great read there. That's number 38, Dylan Westcott, with the nice play. Able to read that Wopat was going to pitch that, immediately pouncing on Roberts.
Boy, DeCant on the sidelines tested out. He wanted to step on that ankle, and he didn't get very far. They're going to put ice on it.
I think Rylan Wall is
I think
possibly going to be in this game the rest of the way.
Wow. Wopat, the quarterback keeper, a delayed draw on the quarterback.
Jaden Nesseth in on that stop among other Holmen Vikings.
So the Panthers will go into a punt formation. Derek Roberts will kick this one away.
And that's Tyler Rodriguez back deep to receive for Holmen.
End over end kick. Rodriguez taken at the 37. Dances across midfield. Got a little running room.
Look at him
down
go.
to 40. Down to the 38-yard line. Nice return by Rodriguez.
And I think that was Ethan Olson making possibly a touchdown-saving tackle, because Rodriguez had a lot of green in front of him.
Did he ever? So, first down. Vikings with good field position. Ball in the 41 of West Salem.
And Austin DeCant remains on the sidelines. They've got a big old bag of ice on his ankle. I don't think we're seeing him the rest of the way. And Rylan Wall is the man of the hour.
Hey, these Holmen Vikings can be proud of the crowd they draw. Stands are full tonight. Beautiful night to watch high school football.
I couldn't have pictured it any better.
Hand off to the first back through. That goes to Holden. But I think the linebackers really are keying on him, Carl.
Absolutely, and that was Joe Hess again on that tackle. And Hess has been a really good defender for this West Salem defense.
Second down, we'll call it a long 8. Pitch to the deep back coming around our way. Got a little blocking in front of him, across the 30, down to 28, good for a first down. Carried by number 22, Kevin Cable, and he's a speedy kid.
Trevor Trouch makes the tackle, but not after Cable gains the first down. And for those of you that have watched our games over the years, the name Cable will certainly ring a bell.
Yeah,
Kyle Cable.
Kyle's playing for UWL in the defensive backfield this year.
I can't think of his first name either right now.
Kenny Cable.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kenny Cable sitting in the stands just a couple rows in front of us. Handoff went on the left side. Nice pickup by Holden. That's about a 5-yard pickup, 4-yard pickup. We'll call it 2nd and 6.
Holmen likes to keep they don't huddle. They like to keep the tempo up, but then they're patient at the line.
Hand off and a penalty flag goes up here right up the middle. Got a touchdown out of that, but we got to come back here and check the flag. Kevin Cable goes in from 24 yards out, but they're calling that some illegal motion on the Vikings.
So this touchdown is going to come right back.
Yeah, that was disappointing. Cable did a nice job waiting for his blockers to set up in the line. He found a wide open middle of the field.
Made one man miss, and then he took off, and that speed from Kevin Cable is not unfamiliar to opposing defenses.
Yeah, that flag came out right away. Yeah, illegal shift. So, takes the points off the board. And we go to a 2nd down and 11. And the ball is at the 29-yard line. Holden, deep back. Here's Cable again. And this time, maybe a yard, as that left side of the line of West Salem stacks him up and pushes him back.
Trevor Trouch in on another tackle there, along with number 22, Aaron Barr.
Well, this Holmen offense, by running it as much as they do, makes it a little easier on a young quarterback coming in, like Wall. Here's a pitch going deep. Got a blocker in front of him. Gets around the corner. He's got a little bit of running room. And that'll bring up about a 4th and 4. This is dragged out of bounds. That's Andrew Fisher who took that pitch.
Gain of 7 on that play, and it looks like they're going to bring on Jonah Johnson for another field goal attempt. I saw after that field goal was missed, Isaac Elson, the holder, number 87, practicing some snaps with the long snapper. So I'm wondering if there was a little bit of a mishandle on the
That's
hold.
possible. I mean, he didn't get a very good foot into it. But this one is going to be placed at the 19-yard line, the 29-yard line, so a 39-yard field goal. This one's got a little more leg to it. And, it made it!
Oh, my goodness.
It hit the crossbar and bounced over.
That's the way to do it.
29-yard field goal by Justin Johnson. And that makes it 3-0 for the Vikings. With that, we'll take a break and be right back after this of the KQEG High School Game of the Week.
Not every game's a winner, but if you want to turn that frown into a smile, stop by Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill in West Salem for delicious post-game food. Their homemade 16-inch unlimited topping pizza for just $12 will put a smile on everyone's face. Stop in on Taco Tuesday or Wednesday for $2 burgers. Open every day at 11 a.m. with great lunch specials. For 40 years, Hunter's has had a rich tradition of serving the families of West Salem with great food at reasonable prices. Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill, Leonard Street and downtown West.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, La Crosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity Heating and Cooling System.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Welcome back to Holmen High School, 3-0. The Holmen Vikings leading West Salem on a 29-yard field goal by Jonah Johnson. And Carl, as we said at the break, that was 29 yards. It wasn't 29 and a half. He didn't have anything left after the 29 yards in that one. All right, taken by the deep back.
That's Olson.
That's a big kid.
Ethan Olson, a defensive lineman.
Getting a thrill, huh?
And obviously has the athleticism at that size to be able to return kicks.
He did. He brought it all the way back to the 34-yard line. That's where the Panthers will get the football. They've been in their own territory this entire first quarter. We're down to 2:17 left in this first 12 minutes rather. As I said, coming in here tonight, boy, there was a big crowd coming to this game. The other game against Menominee, we were here. It was Parents' Night. Same thing. Actually, we've got probably more folks here because there's a bigger crowd from West Salem than there was from Menominee that night. Big rush up the middle, and Wolpat hasn't got anywhere to go. Shane Roth charging in there right up the middle, and the senior makes the sack.
Yeah, Roth was basically untouched on that one. And, you know, West Salem had a couple of breakdowns last week on the offensive line, and that's very similar to what it looked like last week. We were over at Swanson Field, Terry Erickson and I were, and we commented on that game that, you know, West Salem really needed to tighten up their offensive line if they were going to be able to hang later in the year.
As Mom and Dad, Leslie and Steve, sitting right down below us here. They're cheering them on. Wopat passes over to the right side. There's a reception and tackle at about the 32. And coming out of the bottom of that stack is number 21, Foreman. So third down, and it'll be long. Third down at about 13. A little slant pattern by the Panthers.
Yeah, nothing fancy. Just trying to get some of that yardage back lost on the sack.
Foreman, this time he'll split wide to the right. Coming to the left is David Lados. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Wopat rolling to his right, looking downfield. The senior tosses it out there. Knocked out of bounds.
Excellent coverage there by Tyler Rodriguez right on the receiver, and now he's going to be the man back to receive the punt. Very, very tight coverage there. Not a lot of space for Wopat to make that throw.
And Tyler Rodriguez having a good night for himself.
Yeah, had a very nice punt return on the last one. We'll see if that's something he'll be able to do here.
Roberts ready to punt this one away. This one, end over end. He's going to fair catch it. Taken at about the 37-yard line, and that's where Holmen will get the football back. 38 seconds left in the quarter. Full slate of games going on in the area tonight. UWL football tomorrow. They go down to Bloomington, Illinois, take on Illinois Wesleyan.
It's my uncle's alma mater.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it is.
I've been to that school.
Yeah, he kicked for them for 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kevin Cable with a carry. 2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard pickup. Vikings getting the line. If you're just joining us, DeCant, the starting quarterback. There's West Salem tackling that one, but that's not before there's a first down. That was a nice run by Andrew Fisher. If you're just joining us, Rylan Wall is the quarterback now for Holmen, as DeCant sprained his ankle. And DeCant was actually the second backup quarterback behind Cameron Weber, who was injured in the second game of the season. And I don't know, DeCant doesn't look like he's going to be coming back in. And there's a whistle, I think.
That's the end of the quarter.
Yeah. So we're into the quarter. After the first period, it's 3-0. The Holmen Vikings leading the West Salem Panthers. Let's see here. They got a penalty before
did have
that
a penalty,
one.
You're right.
And see if they just call it's the end of the quarter or not.
They may wind it, which will end up resulting in the end of the quarter.
They're going to say 1 second on the clock.
1 second on the clock, so one last play in this this quarter.
Or one play. Yeah, 1 second on the clock. And then he winds it, and that's it. So they aren't going to get that play off. So, formality.
An exercise in futility there.
3-0. Holmen Vikings leading the West Salem Panthers after the first quarter. We'll be back after this on the KQEG High School Game of the Week.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
4 years in a row and counting. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Once again, La Crosse County has voted us the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Making great ribs and great barbecue has always been my passion, and it means a great deal to me that you love what we do. If you haven't tried our ribs, pulled pork, brisket, or smoked chicken, try it and you'll agree. Big Boar Barbecue, a delicious mouthful.
Yeah!
You know that Boyer's is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department. Delivery and setup. Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection. Come on down and check out Boyer's Furniture.
Welcome back to Holmen High School. Heading into the second quarter, the Vikings from Holmen leading West Salem by a score of 3-0 on a 29-yard field goal by Jonah Johnson.
39-yard.
39, yep.
Just eked over the crossbar.
It did. Yeah, there was nothing more left in that one. All right, 1st and 5 for the Vikings. Deep pitch. This is Cable. Cuts it up. He's got a block in front of him and a nice tackle after about a 2-yard gain.
Tackle made, I didn't see who that was that made that tackle, but made from his rear end, ripping him down.
Yeah. Reached up, grabbed a leg, and brought a Cable down.
Not an easy task. You know, even though Kevin Cable isn't the biggest running back, he's got a lot of power in those legs.
Oh, it's just so fast. Cable moving. Hand off to the up back and powered ahead. Boy, this is close to a first down. But Holden, see where they spot this. Looks like it's about a half-yard shy. So third and inches now.
Got to figure Holden is going to be the ball carrier here.
Yeah, he's going from a 4-point stance. There you go, straight ahead. Lots of running room there for him. And a first down for the Vikings.
That's an easy run when you've got an offensive line that can get that much of a push. Holden just has to follow his men.
Ball at the 36 of West Salem and another fresh set of downs for the Vikings. Again, between the guards, here goes Holden again, and he's got a first down as he powers his way all the way inside the 25.
12-yard gainer on that one, and that's a little bit of an opportunity to see Brett Holden's open field speed. You know, he's a big kid, 5'11", 190, but he's got some speed in those legs too.
Rylan Wall, the quarterback, this makes it a little easier for the young man. Like I said, a sophomore coming in. And again, we look to the sidelines. DeCant, they're icing the inside of his right ankle. I know he'd love to come back in, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen.
And when it's the inside, it's that high ankle sprain that you worry about.
2nd down and 8. There's Cable. Not Cable. That's and a penalty flag comes late.
It was Fisher on the carry.
Yeah, coming from his wide receiver spot. It's a holding call against the Vikings.
Pretty much anytime you see that penalty flag go flying in the backfield, it's 99 times out of 100 that's that holding call.
So march this one back. See where this ends up for 2nd down.
They're not going to end up losing a ton, being 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
It still makes it, though.
2nd and 16?
Yeah. As we said, it's a rare time we'll see the Vikings pass. There's Fisher again, this time maybe 2 yards. So 3rd down and long.
Connor Stranus, number 50, making the play for West Salem.
It'll be interesting now if they don't get this first down, if they elect to try to go for another field goal.
Well, we know they have the confidence in Jonah Johnson
do,
to make
yeah.
that distance.
3rd down, 15. Pitch back to Cable, cuts it up. Caught at the original line of scrimmage and brought down at the 25. So now if they try it, it'd be a 42-yard field goal. See what they do? Yep, here they come, Carl. They're bringing out Johnson again. Looked like about a 42-yard field goal, 41. See where they spot this? It's going to be 42.
Not many high school programs have a
No.
kicker that you have confidence in 40-plus yards.
You know, last year, Ryan Byrne, who's now playing for UW Lacrosse, was a great kicker for West Salem.
Oh, fantastic kicker. Speaking
Might
of,
get it. Oh, that one's just short. Johnson, just short from 42.
looked like he had it off
It
the
did.
leg, and it just kind of died in midair.
Boy, what a nice weapon they got, though.
Absolutely. Well, it won him a football game last week.
Yeah.
To be able to line up for that field goal, it was about a 35-yarder.
Yeah, I was just going to check back, and I just don't see it in the stats that I've got from last week's game. But even that said, field goal comes up short. Score remains 3-0. We've got 8:37 left in the first half.
And unlike in other levels of football, a missed field goal doesn't give you the football where the field goal was attempted from. It's back at the 20.
Exactly. Wopat, a little slant pattern. It's caught there by Foreman. That'll bring up 2nd down and short.
Gained about 8 on that play. 3 out of 6 now for Wopat. A couple of catches for Foreman thus far.
Again, out of the gun. This time, Wopat hands it off, and Roberts caught in the backfield. He goes nowhere.
Didn't even quite make back to the line of scrimmage.
Another one of our sponsors tonight is American Family Insurance and your West Salem agent, Jim Quinn. See Jim for protecting whatever you have achieved. You can dream fearlessly. Jim is your star-certified American Family agent and located at 23 East Hamilton in West Salem. Jim Quinn and American Family Insurance. Thanks for being there, Jim. 3rd down and 4. Wopat rolling out to his right. Got a receiver out here, and just out of the arms, intended. That's number 10, David Latos. So that'll bring up 4th down for the Panthers.
And that's a rare target for David Latos. Not a whole lot of catches on the year. I don't have the number exactly here. I'm sure I can find it. That would have been Latos' first reception, so yeah, not a heavily targeted player at all.
All right, Roberts in for another one of several kicks that he's had to punt this first half. High snap. He's going to be hurried, and he gets a squibber off. Not a very good kick, but taking a good West Salem bounce. And the Vikings just stay clear of it, and they'll get the football at the 46 of West Salem.
End up with good field position there, but that could have been absolute disaster for West Salem with a heavy rush coming in the face of Therick Roberts.
Yeah, just checking back on the sidelines. DeCant, he's got ice on his right ankle. He's on the training table. His shoulder pads are off. His jersey's off. So the young man is done for the evening. I can see him coming back, though, something like that. Looks as if it's a sprain. All right, timeout on the field. 7:15 left in the first half. 3-0 the Vikings over West Salem. We'll be right back after this on the KQEG High School Game of the Week.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, Lacrosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity Heating and Cooling System.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star maintenance program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and...
At Tri-State Business Machines, our job is to keep you moving forward. We know your business depends on the reliability of your equipment. That's why we're here, to provide you with the industry's highest rated machines and the know-how to keep them running at peak efficiency. We understand the importance of quality sales, service, and support. We've been doing it for over 60 years. To learn more about what we can do for you, visit tsbm.com. Tri-State Business Machines. Move forward with us.
Welcome, everyone, back to Empire Stadium, where the Holmen Vikings are leading West Salem 3-0 here. 7:15 left in the first half of play. The Vikings with a first down at the West Salem 46. And here's a carry by the quarterback, young man Rylan Wall. One of the rare carries he's had.
That's the first one of the night for him. First one of the night for... DeCant did have the one run, which was resulted in the ankle injury. So,
I don't know how much you're going to run this young man. You know, when you got Fisher and Cable
and Holden
to work with. Cable moving, and Holden goes up the middle. Boy, that was a big power run there. He's going to be close to a first down, just a little shy. So 3rd down and short. Third and less than a yard. As you called it earlier, Carl, this is made for Holden. And they like going guard to guard with him.
As long as you get a good push up the middle, it's pretty easy for Brett Holden to get a first down here.
Hey, a good sized back, just under 200 pounds. He's a tough kid. Pitch goes to Cable. They're going to go right side. Cable on the outside the tackle, and he's got a lot of running room and down to the 25, maybe the 24-yard line. Another first down for the Vikings.
You know, just as we were talking up the power of Brett Holden, you got the finesse of Kevin Cable coming around the edge, and I think West Salem was kind of thinking what we were thinking, that run up the middle and then allowing Cable to get a lot of space to get that first down.
And we got a penalty flag on that play. It's going to go against the Vikings. That'll be a 5-yarder for illegal motion. Travis Kowalski, the head coach for the Holmen Vikings. Justin John, the head coach for the West Salem Panthers. So a first down and 15 now. Ball at the 29. There's Holden. A lot of running room there. 10 yards plus pickup. Boy, that was the defensive backs having to jump on him to bring him down.
And that's not an easy task. Holden with a lot of strength in those legs, and those little defensive backs.
Yeah, that's when you jump on.
That's a tough matchup.
It is. All right, 2nd down and 5. Ball, we'll call it at the 18-yard line. Here's Cable trying to get the outside, cuts it back up and in, cuts against the grain, and boy, he's got the first down and a lot more, close to the 5-yard line. Kevin Cable. They like going to him now. It's a nice combination. You got Holden from guard to guard, and you got Cable who likes to run off tackle.
Unofficially, I've got Kevin Cable down for 7 carries for 52 yards so far.
So a first down at the 7-yard line, so 1st and goal. Cable in motion. They hand it to him. Cuts it back up. on his feet, and he still piles it in there. Cable in from 7. Kevin Cable got hit at about the 2-yard line, just kept driving, and in he goes for the first touchdown of the night.
That's a big run for Kevin Cable. Big momentum swing here for Holmen. They've been kind of jockeying back and forth with field position and just trying to see what they can, if one team is going to break through and to get to a 2-score lead already in the late second quarter here.
Jonah Johnson with the extra point attempt. After seeing him kick field goals, that's a piece of cake. It's good. That makes it 10-0 for the Holmen Vikings. And we've got 4:31 left in the first half. Allied Cooperative, another one of our sponsors tonight. The products you need from the people you know and trust, all close to home. From feed and grain to LP and refined fuels to Ace Hardware and Cynics. Allied Cooperative. Now, that's something to cheer about. Appreciate Allied being on board. I have to do a little checking at halftime, or unless you know exactly where Rick and Terry are tonight.
They're at Roger Herring Stadium for the home and home game for Central and Aquinas. I don't know who is officially the home team, but I think it's Aquinas.
Gotcha.
Have not gotten an update from Rick yet. Usually he texts me at halftime, so.
Yeah, well, this game has been moving along pretty quickly, too.
Yeah, their halftime may be a little later than ours. So something that our camera operator, Ryan, pointed out, that the lights on the field have not yet kicked on, and it's starting to look a little dim out on the field.
Yeah, can't be too far off before they fire them up.
Surprised they haven't done so already.
There, just as you asked, there they are. Way to go, Ryan. All right, Johnson kicking in over end, taken at the 7-yard line. And this is Harris, big guy, bringing it up. Or Roberts, rather.
Pushed a man over. That's Ethan Olson.
Boy, he is a deep guy.
He is. He's their kick returner.
Wow.
So now we've only got one bank of lights that's coming on.
Ryan was just telling me, he said that there was an electric problem. They do have one set of them on. But we'll have to check at halftime and see how this is going to look. They got the other set that's downfield on the far side of the field is not on. We'll have to check if there's anything behind us here. There's Wopat, pitches it out, far side.
Wopat got obliterated on that play.
Oh, Roberts, he got it. And some good yardage, about 9 yards. Whew.
Wopat lucky to just get back up from that one. But Roberts with a nice run, a little cutback. Gained 7 on the play.
Did you see who put the hit on him?
I did not. But it looked painful.
All right, 2nd down and 3. Ball at the 47. Looking at the officials now, too, Carl, they're starting to look up at the lights. Even the fans are starting to look up. We'll see here what goes on. 2nd down and 3. And before the snap, a timeout called by West Salem.
So you got to figure what is the contingency plan if the remaining lights do not kick on? Are they going to maybe have to suspend the game?
Well,
resume it tomorrow during the daylight?
I'll see if the officials say if there's enough light to play, because if we'll have to take a look and see how the lighting is behind us here. I get the feeling that the lights behind us are on. So we got 3 out of 4 on.
We've only got one bank of lights that is out, so I guess that's most of it. And I mean, we have plenty of visibility from our vantage point.
Yeah, Ryan is running camera for us, says 3 out of 4. I bet you with 3 out of 4 on, I bet you they go, Carl.
I was here last year with Hannah, and I was broadcasting the game by myself, didn't have anyone else to bounce off of, and the fog rolled in in the early third quarter.
Did that delay it?
But by the end of the game, I couldn't see the far sideline at all. Sparta was gone. They were not over there.
They went home, huh?
So it's been nothing but visibility issues here, I guess, for me. That was a wild thing. I mean, the fog just rolled in. It was like 1988 Bears and Eagles all over again.
Second down run on the left side. It's going to be short of the first down. I think that was probably Roberts. I didn't see you get out of the bottom of that pile. But third down now and a yard.
Don't be surprised here if we get maybe a play action fake and a pass to a tight end or Trenton Foreman.
Yeah, I mean, West Salem's not adverse to passing at all. 3 minutes left in the half. Third down and a yard for the Panthers. Long count. Wopat hands off to Roberts, and he dives and falls across for a first down.
Going to get just enough, it looks like. They're calling it a first down.
Yeah, waving the chain gang forward.
We've not seen much of Brendan Holt, since that first series. Their leading rusher.
I wonder if he's hurt.
I don't see anything across the sideline that would be clear enough to be able to tell, but
Roberts has been doing the yeoman's job here. Wopat, now he's looking to his right on a little down and out pattern, in and out of the hands of the receiver. Lados was the intended receiver at the 45.
Yeah, David Lados, a junior. Like I said, no receptions thus far on the season. But obviously enough of a target for Joe Wopat to target him.
And that could set up the old, if they even call it this anymore, the hook and ladder kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a fun play.
Yeah, just a little down and curl. So second down and 10. Wopat looking left this time, and he's under fire. There's a flag on the play. That could be on top of a holding penalty.
And you got to figure if it is a holding penalty, you take the sack so that you get the loss of down.
And the White Hats asking, what do you guys want to do?
He absolutely declined the penalty if that's a holding penalty.
Yeah, the head coach, Kowalski's asking exactly what the spot would be, and yeah, he says, no, we're not going to take that penalty.
Yeah, you lose 8.
Lose 8, lose 3, go to third down.
Lose an extra down.
Yep.
That's a win-win.
Boy, and the Vikings defense just teed off on Wopat. Ball goes back to the West Salem 44-yard line. Third down, 16. Lados comes to the right. Foreman, his favorite receiver, is split to the left. There's trips to the right, and Foreman the only one on the left. And another timeout on the field. Minute 45 left. And the Panthers wanted to take a timeout here with a 3rd and 16 that they were facing. Band getting ready for halftime, making their way on the other side of the field. Next week, 2 more great games. West Salem, these Panthers are at Aquinas. Second game that night, intercity game, Central playing La Crosse Logan.
That's always a fun matchup.
It is.
The battle for the Ark of Victory.
And it really doesn't matter what the records are because they just love to play each other. Central this year, interesting club. I mean, with Johnny Davis, and a kid who not only can pass, he can run the football. And, I was hearing stories.
And his favorite receiver, his twin brother.
Yeah. He's got a lot of them, and his twin brother is certainly a part of it. And I was hearing stories that with a game that Johnny has already played this junior year, he's getting some looks at some pretty good-sized schools for football as well as basketball now.
Yeah, just an unbelievable athlete. And, you know, you got to figure that Jordan would be right there with him had he not gotten hurt during the football season last year. I think that delayed a little bit of his basketball season last year, just getting up to full speed and everything. But, man, by the end of the year, those two were quite a force.
Here we go, 3rd down and 16. Foreman in a little underpass, and that'll be about a 5-yard pickup and bring down 4th and 11 with 90 seconds left in the half. And the Vikings now will take a timeout.
Yeah, want to preserve a little extra time so that when they get the ball back, they have some time to maybe get some extra points on the board, whether it be a touchdown or a Jonah Johnson field goal.
And if I'm reading the scoreboard right, the Vikings have another timeout still available to work with.
Yes, they do. Yeah, West Salem out of timeouts for the half.
And again, looking on the sideline, as we had said early in the game here, Austin DeCant got hurt on a running play, and he's on the sidelines. His right leg is wrapped.
And he's got crutches now.
Yep. Jersey's off. He's on crutches.
So now the first two quarterbacks in the depth chart standing on crutches on the sidelines, something that Travis Kowalski probably was not planning on doing this season.
No, you got a nice athlete in Cameron Weber, and Cameron had that dislocated hip.
And it's unfortunate because it'll likely, affect his basketball season. And Cameron, a talented basketball player.
Yep. Roberts gets it off, a wobbly spiral. Fair catch taken at the 28. And Rodriguez flips it back to the official, and Vikings at the 28-yard line with a minute 29 left in the half. Nice crowd for West Salem on the far side of the field, and on this side of the field, the Vikings just literally packed the stands. And again, as we said,
I'd say it's probably about 80% full across the way.
Yep.
And it's just about 100% full down in front of us.
All right. Wall hands off. Inside. That goes for about 2 yards at the 30. And tonight was a fundraiser for the flood victims down in Vernon County.
Yeah, what a fantastic idea, to help your neighbors.
And the concert that's going to be at the Oktoberfest grounds.
Yeah, to raise money as well.
That's on Thursday. And that's going to be a big event, I'm sure. Here's Cable going the far side of the field. Knocked out of bounds, very close to that first down yard.
You say Oktoberfest, we're not that far away. We're only
I know. Isn't that
3
amazing?
weeks away from the Maple Leaf Parade.
That is amazing. Cable came up about a half a yard short, so 3rd down and a yard. Clock stopped at 57 seconds. Handoff. There's the big guy, Holden, up to the 47.
A lot of running room there. His left guard sprung him quite well there. Big hole to run through, and that's dangerous if you're West Salem to let that man get some running room.
So a first down at the 47. There's a pitch option. Oh, look out. That was an option by the quarterback, and the young man pitched it, and it was knocked down. That could have been almost an interception on the lateral.
Rylan Wall,
wow,
very fortunate to. That's probably going to be his favorite 3-yard loss of the night because he retained possession of the football, but that's a dangerous play, pitching it when you've got traffic.
We're down to 20 seconds. Wall, sophomore quarterback. This time he hands inside to Holden. He's got a lot of running room, and at the end of it again, another flag. They're going to throw that one in a holding area. So we got 4 seconds left. Yeah. 4 seconds left. So the holding penalty will march it back.
Got to figure Holmen's not going to take any chances. They're now getting kicked back into their own territory. You may even see them take a knee and just get into halftime with a 10-0 lead.
I think so. I just don't think they're going to take too much of a chance on this. They wind it, clock's running, and the Vikings are not even going to snap it. They're happy with a 10-0 lead going into halftime, and their third-string quarterback leading the charge here for the Holmen Vikings. So the Vikings go to the north end of the end zone. West Salem Panthers head off to the south. And the band's about ready to come on the field, and we see three players heading over to join the band in uniform here, as they do every game. So we'll take a timeout and be back with the halftime activities here on the KQEG High School Game of the Week.
Not every game's a winner, but if you want to turn that frown into a smile, stop by Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill in West Salem for delicious post-game food. Their homemade 16-inch unlimited topping pizza for just $12 will put a smile on everyone's face. Stop in on Taco Tuesday or Wednesday for $2 burgers. Open every day at 11 a.m. with great lunch specials. For 40 years, Hunter's has had a rich tradition of serving the families of West Salem with great food at reasonable prices. Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill, Leonard Street in downtown West. Not every game's a winner, but if you want to turn that frown into a smile, stop by Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill in West Salem for delicious post-game food. Their homemade 16-inch unlimited topping pizza for just $12 will put a smile on everyone's face. Stop in on Taco Tuesday or Wednesday for $2 burgers. Open every day at 11 a.m. with great lunch specials. For 40 years, Hunter's has had a rich tradition of serving the families of West Salem with great food at reasonable prices. Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill, Leonard Street in downtown West.
You know that Boyers is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department. Delivery and setup. Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection. Come on down and check out Boyer's Furniture.
You know that...
From the bluffs to the river, surround yourself with
knowledge,
competition,
the arts,
friendships.
Surround yourself with distinction.
Surround yourself with UW Lacrosse.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
4 years in a row and counting. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Once again, La Crosse County has voted us the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Making great ribs and great barbecue has always been my passion, and it means a great deal to me that you love what we do. If you haven't tried our ribs, pulled pork, brisket, or smoked chicken, try it and you'll agree. Big Boar Barbecue, a delicious mouthful.
Yeah!
Premier Spine Health and Injury in Holmen has opened a new state-of-the-art chiropractic facility in Holmen. They offer a specialized exam and specific plan to deal with your pain.
Whiplash, concussions, TMJ, carpal tunnel, even headaches and migraines. We work to relieve the pain caused by these symptoms so that you can get back to doing the things that you love.
Set up an appointment today. Your first visit is only $39 and it's donated to the charity of your choice. Call or stop by Holmen's Premier Chiropractic Office, Premier Spine Health and Injury at 814 Main Street in Holmen. Premier Spine Health and Injury in Holmen has opened a new state-of-the-art chiropractic facility in
where the Vikings lead the West Salem Panthers at halftime by a score of 10-0. Panthers getting nothing on the board, but the Holmen Vikings scoring in the first quarter on a 39-yard field goal by Jonah Johnson, and that one literally hit the crossbar and bounced over. That he had 39 yards, and that was it, and it went over. 7-yard run in the second quarter by Kevin Cable, and the extra point good by Johnson. That's where we stand, 10-0 at halftime. And right now, we have got the Holmen Viking band on the field with their halftime entertainment. And it's a big band here, and they do a great performance. They've got some of the mites, if you will, the younger football players playing on either side. And those kids are going to come out and enjoy the big field and the big crowd tonight. And as we're hearing the PA announcements, we'll be down in the field as soon as this band gets going here for some halftime activities from West Salem. Again, next week we've got 2 more games. These West Salem Panthers will be on the road at Aquinas at UWL. And the second game will be Central playing at La Crosse Logan. So right now, 10-0 at halftime here at Holmen High School. And we'll take you down to the field for the start of the halftime activities with the Holmen Band. The band comes in, they play a little bit more directly in front of the crowd here tonight. This is Art Fay along with Carl Greenfield. Ryan Scaife's on camera for us tonight. And we got the future Holmen Vikings on the field right now, taking in a little bit of the game on two different ends.
That's got to be a cool moment for all those
I
kids.
think so. Playing on the big field, I think that's great. The weather's been great here tonight, probably a perfect night.
I don't think if you were to draw up the proper weather for a football game, this is about it. Unless you're one of those ones that likes it wet and sloppy and 35 degrees, because that is true football weather. But
yeah, that's about a mutter.
Yeah.
Right now, 68 degrees, clear skies. After the rain that we've seen in this area, this is a great night.
Yeah, it's a welcome change to get rid of those rainy days. You know, all through the month of August, you know, I was saying to my wife and whatnot that we were needing all this rain, and then it came in about a 9-day span. So.
All right, well, band continues on here at halftime. 8 minutes before we kick off again. Be right back after this in the KQEG High School Game of the Week.
Halftime on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight's game features the West Salem Panthers and the Holmen Vikings. We'll return with the second half of tonight's game after these messages. It's halftime on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight's game features the West Salem Panthers and the Holmen Vikings. We'll return with the second half of tonight's game after these messages. It's halftime on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight's game features the West Salem
Heating and Air Conditioning.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, Lacrosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity Heating and Cooling System.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star Maintenance Program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider Heating around West Salem. Here you go.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
No matter where you are, it's easy to find Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
Schneider Heating, Lacrosse.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Here you are.
Right now, get over $1,700 in rebates and utility credits with your new Carrier Infinity Heating and Cooling System.
Call or visit us online to ask more about our Gold Star Maintenance Program.
Schneider Heating, West Salem.
Schneider.
There's no place like La Crosse, Wisconsin, with the river and the bluffs.
Academic success, athletic success, all of our programs are doing really well right now.
Coming out here and playing my first conference game, I had a bunch of goosebumps, I had chills, I was excited, I was nervous. You know, I felt every emotion that, you know, you can feel.
College, when you think of what that experience is and the growth as a person and as a student and as an athlete, there's no place like UW-La Crosse. There's no place like La Crosse, Wisconsin, with the river and the
Business Machines. Our job is to keep you moving forward. We know your business depends on the reliability of your equipment. That's why we're here, to provide you with the industry's highest rated machines and the know-how to keep them running at peak efficiency. We understand the importance of quality sales, service, and support. We've been doing it for over 60 years. To learn more about what we can do for you, visit tsbm.com. Tri-State Business Machines. Move forward with us.
Holmen. They offer a specialized exam and specific plan to deal with your pain.
Whiplash, concussions, TMJ, carpal tunnel, even headaches and migraines. We work to relieve the pain caused by these symptoms so that you can get back to doing the things that you love.
Set up an appointment today. Your first visit is only $39 and it's donated to the charity of your choice. Call or stop by Holmen's Premier Chiropractic Office, Premier Spine Health and Injury at 814 Main Street in Holmen. Premier Spine Health and Injury in Holmen has opened a new state-of-the-art chiropractic facility in Holmen. They offer a specialized exam and specific plan to deal with your pain.
Whiplash, concussions, TMJ, carpal tunnel, even headaches and migraines. We work to relieve the pain caused by these symptoms so that you can get back to doing the things that you love.
Set up an appointment today. Your first visit is only $39 and it's donated to the charity of your choice. Call or stop by Holmen's Premier Chiropractic Office, Premier Spine Health and Injury at 814 Main Street in Holmen. Premier Spine Health and Injury in Holmen.
Welcome back to Holmen High School, Empire Stadium. A 10-0 score right now. The Holmen Vikings leading the West Salem Panthers. And we are just about ready to start the second half. And a little update on the lights we got here, Carl, at halftime.
So we got an announcement from the Holmen High School staff that once they cross the 50-yard line, they will reverse course and go towards the fully lighted end of the field. So all of the offensive action beyond the 50-yard line will occur to our left, where there are two full banks of lights operating, as opposed to the other end that only has one. And, this will, it won't present a whole lot of an issue. It'll just take a little time to reset the chains and reverse. But it reminds me of a game between Illinois and Northwestern that they played at Wrigley Field
you were telling me
in
that.
2010, where because of the Bears used to play their home games at Wrigley Field for 50 years, but the playing surface of Wrigley Field has gradually gotten smaller over the years. The foul ground is not as big, and so as a result, they could only safely go one direction. So all of the offensive action was going towards right center field on the baseball diamond. So it kind of reminds me of that. It's,
I guess
it's different.
It tells you can adjust.
That's right. You got to be adaptable.
Yep. So like tonight, we've got 4 banks of lights. 3 of them are running.
And like they were telling us, the switch on that particular bank of lights is a little bit suspect, and they're afraid to flip it for fear of shutting down the whole thing.
Yeah. Then we don't have any game.
And then we'd have no lights.
Yeah.
So
they're just
a wise decision.
Yeah. The risk factor is not very high.
Yeah. So, stick with your 3 that work. I mean, it's a little dim in that corner, but it's not like it's dark. It's just
right. Well, that's why like kicking off. You could kick down there if you wanted to, but it looks like everything's going to go right to left. The kickoff, and then offensive run should, if they get past the half midway field, they're going to turn around. So here's a squib kick, and it's going to go down at the 20, and die at about the 16-yard line. Picked up there. And it's Rodriguez coming back and getting the ball.
That's Andrew
right,
Fisher.
You're right. Taking that football. And he got a nice return on it after a kickoff that just died at about the 15-yard line.
Speaking of inoperable lights, the lights above us in the press box don't seem to want to work either. I'm trying to turn them on, get a little better visibility, and we don't have it. So at least there's some lighting up here.
It's tied to that other pole over there. Huh?
Yeah, that'd be an interesting circuit.
All right, here we go, starting the second half. Sart Fay along with Carl Greenfield. We've got Ryan Scaife working the camera for us tonight. Early in the game, Austin DeCant, the quarterback for the Holmen Vikings, twisted his ankle, and he's been out. And so we brought in sophomore quarterback wearing number 4, Rylan Wall. And really, in the depth charts, he would have been the 3rd quarterback for the Holmen Vikings, because in game number 2, Cameron Weber was hurt, and he's out of the lineup for the Holmen Vikings. So a second down after about a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7. And these Vikings run the football primarily, rarely see a pass. There's Holden. And he's keeping driving, and he may have got that first down.
I think the forward progress is going to get him there.
Brett Holden, junior at 5'11", 190 pounds.
So in the first half, Brett Holden, 12 carries, 56 yards. He's now up to 14 carries, 66 yards. Kevin Cable, 9 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. West Salem as a team, a net -1 rushing yard.
Ooh.
So they're going to have to get something going on the ground to set up that passing game, which was relatively successful. Wopat was 4 for 9 for 30 yards in the first half.
There's Holden, look out. He's got some running room. Down to the 30, it's a foot race. And he's going to outrun him all the way into the end zone. Brett Holden.
59 yards.
59, yep. Wow. He got loose, and it was a foot race between him and the kick returner at the linebacker position, Ethan Olson. And Olsen just couldn't catch him. Brett Holden showing a lot of speed there that I hadn't seen yet this year.
And now they're going to kick the PAT on the opposite end. So our lighting scenario comes into play early.
Yeah.
That's something else.
Well, like that, Holden all of a sudden jumps into the 100-yard club.
Yeah, 66 yards before that, 59 yards there. That's a total of 125. And a touchdown on the night on 15 carries.
Jonah Johnson with the extra point attempt coming up. And as we've seen, he's got quite the leg. Down, and this one's very solid extra point. Makes it 17-0 early in the second half. And the Vikings will prepare to kick off. Another one of our sponsors tonight is the Union State Bank of West Salem. We're proud to support West Salem athletics. Union State Bank is a hometown community bank serving families and businesses in the Cooley region. For all your banking needs, it's a Union State Bank where customers and community come first. They're a member of FDIC. Union State Bank of West Salem.
Got a little shot of the cheerleaders in the student section down there. The student section tonight, it looks like it's assorted random jersey night. I see a Jonathan Taves hockey jersey right next to an Amari Cooper football jersey. I saw a couple of Jordan and Pippins down there. You see Russell Wilson in the shot there, and Eddie Lacy. So all sorts of different jerseys down there. Antonio Brown, even Dennis Rodman. I saw that one too. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's borrowed from his dad. It's gotta be.
Well, I had my Dennis Rodman jersey as a kid.
Yep. Wow. All right. Johnson set to kick off. His team leading now 17-0. And that one, I think it was touched by the Panthers. They got to pick it up. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds. Yeah, they were just letting it lie there, but I think it hit one of the Panthers.
And it's still a live ball. Even if it doesn't hit one of them, they got to pick it up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that'd be the world's longest onside kick. So rough field position on the 8-yard line.
Yeah, you can't hesitate on one of those. So a nice kickoff by Johnson and good coverage by the Vikings. It's pinning West Salem deep in their own territory as Carl set at their own 8. Handoff inside. And that is Roberts. Therick Roberts with the first down carry.
Got about 6 on that one. Nice tackle to upend him in the open field.
I know that tomorrow, you'll see this on a delayed basis, being on Saturday, though. Rick Wilson and Terry Erickson are going to be at Illinois Wesleyan. I think they're leaving town somewhere around 6 a.m. to make it in time for game time. Here's
Roberts.
Roberts.
A bit of a hike.
It is a little bit of a hike. About halfway down through Illinois.
Yeah, more or less.
First down, Roberts again. Stretched it out. Landed at the 21-yard line.
Next week, Holmen will host Toma here at Holmen High School, Empire Stadium. And West Salem will get to play their first true home game in a year and a half. More than that, they played all of last season home away from home at Swanson Field at Logan High School. They played their first home game of the year last week at Logan, and they appear that they will finally have the stadium ready for its premiere next week against Aquinas.
Wow. Sure, they'll love to see that. So a pitch on the far side. And about a 3-yard pickup, 2nd down and 7. You know, kind of looking at this Holmen lineup of games they've got coming, Carl, and, you know, it's possible they could be 4-0, maybe even 5-0, you know, just on paper looking ahead of here, you know, as they go through their season.
Yeah, I got Toma, then Aquinas, then hosting Logan at Sparta, and then they finish off the year hosting Onalaska here, the great rivalry between Holmen and Onalaska.
Yeah, and these Vikings, you know, with their third-string quarterback, if they get behind, that could be really tough on them. But tonight they're looking fairly good, leading 10-0 here in the early part of the second half.
17-0.
Or, excuse me, 17-0, that's correct, yeah. So a 3rd down for the Panthers in their white jerseys tonight from West Salem. Got to get to the 31-yard line for a 1st down. Wopat.
Blitz off the edge.
And that looked like a little bit of a screen pass being set up, and it just wasn't able to finish it off.
That was Ben Hesh coming off the left edge. Number 24, the senior linebacker, and forced Wopat into a quick decision and couldn't find his man.
So 4th down, and Roberts will be in there to punt. And boy, these Vikings, they come hard on Roberts. And that one bouncing around just shy of midfield. And the Vikings will take over again.
And they're going to go left.
They will go left, yep. Anything past midfield on the right will flip the field because of a bank of lights that are out tonight here at Holmen Stadium. And you see it on the sidelines, coaches talking to the defensive unit. They get in front of a monitor and they got a little opportunity to see what they did.
Yeah, we have the Holmen assistant coaching staff right next to us set up with their camera views, and they've even got instant replay over there. They're watching back at some plays.
Seeing what their guys are doing.
Relaying what they're seeing.
All right, 1st and 10. Handoff, and that is Holden. And there's not much going on there. Maybe a couple of yards down to the 45.
So if you got your seats on the right end of the field, you're getting a little bit of a short stick tonight.
Handoff again, Holden. Diving ahead for about 3 more. They'll bring up 3rd down. Yeah, these are the kind of plays now that you see Fisher or Cable trying to go outside.
And if West Salem stays disciplined, stays in their lanes, they should be able to contain them and force them to the middle. And that's where the bigger inside linebackers and defensive linemen can maybe make some plays. But once you get around that edge and you get an angle, it's pretty tough to stop those guys. We got a missed play there.
It did look like a missed play, didn't it?
Somebody zigged when they should have zagged.
I think Fisher came around. I think he was expecting to get the football, and Wopat didn't hand it off to him, and then Wopat just dove into the line, bringing up 4th down. It's about 4th and 4 now.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is Holmen's first punt of the night.
I think you're right.
Looks like number 16 out there for Holmen. I don't have a 16 on the roster. Ready to punt.
Yeah. High snap, going to be rushed. Good
nice
punt.
Kick.
Yeah. Taking it about the 13-yard line, and good coverage by the Vikings. Maybe a yard on the return. But that was Foreman taking that punt, the line drive punt, and he just didn't have any place to go with it.
Foreman, a very talented punt returner. He's dangerous in open space, so good work by the Holmen pursuit to shut that down right away, to not let Foreman get loose.
So 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Nose of the ball just touching the 15. Panthers deep in their territory the entire third quarter.
Got a penalty flag flying in.
Not much going on there. And that was Roberts again. And it's in that area of holding, and that's what it is.
Like we said before, it's just a picture-perfect night for a football game. This is what Friday night is all about.
You know, if you're ever traveling on a Friday night in Wisconsin, you'll just see the lights off on the horizon just all over in communities that are hosting games. So penalty moves it back to the 8-yard line.
1st and 17. Ouch.
Out of the gun. Hand off to Harris. He's going on the far side of the field. Hasn't got much running room there. Good defensive play. And that'll bring up 3rd down. Stand correct. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 14.
Good shot of a family enjoying the game. That's a lot of kids to wrangle up.
So 2nd down and 14. Wopat rolling to his right, looking downfield, airing it out over the outstretched arms of Latos. Latos has been the target here a couple of times tonight.
Yes, he has. Still yet to haul in a reception, but big, tall receiver.
Yeah, Wopat just been a little bit over the top here tonight. He's not far off.
No, I've got him unofficially 4 for 11 tonight, and he's made a few plays through the air, but it just hasn't been as crisp as I've seen him before.
So 3rd and 14. Foreman's to the left side of the field. Wopat's screen play. He's got it complete to Roberts. He's about to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a little bit more, but it'll bring about 4th and 8 after the screen play was completed.
That's Roberts' 2nd reception of the night. 2 catches, 17 yards.
And so we'll see the punting unit come in for West Salem. Roberts doing the duties.
Roberts has been a busy man tonight. Probably 5 or 6 punts already.
A line drive knuckleballer that hits at midfield. It goes out of bounds.
Not to mention Roberts' 12 carries on the game as well. He's been busy.
The ball bounced out of bounds a little farther upfield than I thought. 44-yard line. So good field position again for these Vikings. You know, natural flow of the game has just got us going here on the left side anyway. All right, 1st and 10 at the 44. Pitch deep, and there's a flag on the play.
False start.
False start.
Everything looked a little discombobulated there.
How you doing down there, Ryan, on camera? Well, his back is starting to get to him, huh? Standing in the stands, catching the shots for us tonight.
Ryan, are you getting older? Is that what's going on? Okay. He nods. He says yes.
All right. Penalty makes it 1st and 15. Ball back at the 48, 49-yard line. Wall, the carrier.
And a nice
quarterback
game
keeper,
for Rylan Wall. His best carry of the night.
You know, I know he's a third-string quarterback, but, you know, you get him out there, get a hit a couple times, and that kind of makes you feel a little better once you get hit.
It pumps you up, gets you going.
Get poked at a little bit. He's not doing bad. Sophomore coming in here and running this offense.
He's done an admirable job. You know, he had the one mistake of that pitch that almost resulted in a fumble. But other than that, it's been a pretty clean night for Rylan Wall. Cable got an angle on that one, and he's going to get a first down.
You know, if you look at the depth chart here for Holmen Vikings, next up would be Mason Hammis, another sophomore. And sure they don't want to go
4 deep?
4 deep after, you know, if another kid gets hurt, they just hope that doesn't happen.
It was Cable's first carry of the second half at 66 yards and a touchdown in the first half.
Yeah, I'm surprised, you know, he hasn't got the ball more. So 1st and 10 at the 32. Pass over the middle. And a completed pass.
How about that one?
A little more than a dump pass, but just something short and quick over the middle. And the receiver is getting up slow.
That's number 11. That's Tate Grass. Talented basketball player and a talented defensive lineman. So without Tate Grass, that could really hurt for Holmen.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell, but it looks like the way he went down, maybe the defender rolled over one of his legs. And they're checking out his right ankle.
Well, while they do that, why don't we take a short break? We'll be back on the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week.
Not every game's a winner, but if you want to turn that frown into a smile, stop by Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill in West Salem for delicious post-game food. Their homemade 16-inch unlimited topping pizza for just $12 will put a smile on everyone's face. Stop in on Taco Tuesday or Wednesday for $2 burgers. Open every day at 11 a.m. with great lunch specials. For 40 years, Hunter's has had a rich tradition of serving the families of West Salem with great food at reasonable prices. Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill, Leonard Street in downtown.
Tatum Grass coming off the field under his own power. You know, it's probably one of those, rub a little dirt on it, it'll be better.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good, but he's walking just ever so slightly gingerly, but pretty much a normal gait from his 6'4" frame.
Yeah, I think he'll probably walk that one off and he'll be all right. Well, first down with that catch. And the pitch goes deep, and this is Fisher coming around. Cuts it back up. He's got a little bit of running room.
Penalty flag.
Oh, down into the end zone, but we got to check out this flag back at the 10-yard line. Another holding against the Vikings, it looks like.
They've had a number of penalties called back for holding tonight.
And that's the second one for a touchdown. What a nice run. Nice setup of blocks. And he was pretty excited about it, and then he looked back up and he went, oh no. Laundry out in the field. And there are 2 flags out there, so it just wasn't one official that saw it.
You know it's bad when you get multiple guys calling it on you.
I think it was last week I saw 4 flags come out on one play.
Yeah, there was one penalty in the West Salem Toma game last week that Terry and I were at, where I think all 5 officials fired their penalty flags.
Oops.
Yeah. You know you did it when everybody saw it.
Really, not me.
I think it was a block in the back, and it was just plain as day out in the open.
All right, we're putting the ball at the 26-yard line, 1st and 18 with that penalty. And they go straight ahead to Holden. And the big guy gets about 4 yards.
"18 carries, 135 yards, and a touchdown for Brett Holden tonight."
And most of them are like that.
Yeah.
He did have
most
a big
of them were
run.
the short yardage plays. Yeah, he had the 59-yard touchdown, but he's been the workhorse tonight. There
And he goes
again.
Yep, between his guard and center hole on the right side. Brings up 3rd down and 12. Ball at the 20. And again, this is at range. We'll see Johnson come out if they don't get the first down here and try that field goal again. Here's a pitch back to Fisher.
Nice play by Fisher just to get a hand on that
Yeah.
one. But an even better play there, and that's Ethan Olson again making the stop for West Salem in the backfield.
Well, Ethan Olson having like an all-conference kind of night tonight. So it's 4th down, ball at the 20, so this would be a 37-yard field goal. And they're going to bring in Jonah Johnson to give it a whirl. He did hit one tonight from 39 yards out. And we think the hold might have been a little off on that one, just by the reaction of the players. But here he goes from the left hash mark. He'll sidewind it up there.
Good hold, good kick.
Boy, that looks good. He got it. 37-yard field goal for Jonah Johnson, his second of the night. He's going to get some people looking at him for Saturdays.
Absolutely. We talked about Ryan Byrne for West Salem now kicking at UWL. Got to figure Jonah Johnson will be following in those kind of footsteps.
Yeah, Byrne he was Mr. Everything for West Salem. We've got about 19 seconds left in the 3rd quarter here. Now it is 20-0. Holmen leading West Salem.
For those of you just joining us, we have one bank of lights that is out to our right on the far side of the field, and so all of the offensive action across midfield will change directions and head to our left. Good shot of the working and non-working lights
Yeah.
across the way.
They just look there to the top right of your screen. There's a bank of lights there, and as we said, they came around. They told us, there's a transformer in there, and if we flip that switch, it's just possible we could knock everything off. So we're just going to play with 3 out of the 4 lights.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen, so you just say, you cut your losses and adapt.
All right, Jonah Johnson, the senior, number 7. He's accounted for 8 points tonight. Ready to kick off. Here we go.
Squibber.
Yeah, line drive bouncer. Taken at the 29-yard line, and down goes Roberts.
Wise decision by Roberts to just get a hold of the football and live to play another day.
They're kind of looking over at the bench right now, and Cameron Weber, who got hurt in game number 2. He was the starting quarterback. Austin DeCant, he's over there and favoring his right ankle. But his is kind of injury, we don't know what it is, but his is the kind of injury it's kind of looking like he could be back in a week.
He initially was trying to force his way back on the field, and the training staff said, no, you're coming to see us. So it's very possible that he may be back next week, but an admirable job by Ryland Wall so far.
Exactly. Here's Wopat airing it out on the left side of the field, and he's got his man. That's Foreman That's his receiver that he likes, a 21-yard gain at midfield, and they'll probably switch it around right now.
4 catches for 40 yards for Trenton Foreman, and that's the first time that we've gotten some action out of the West Salem crowd across the way. No, it looks like it's jersey night for the West Salem students as well. You can see them across the way. I see an Aaron Rodgers throwback. I see a Tom Brady.
The officials flipping the field for the kids. And the teams, West Salem now, will be going to the left. We got 14 seconds left in the third quarter. And the head umpire now cranks the clock. We probably won't see this play get off. Panthers up to the line, 3 seconds. And nope. That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter of play. Panthers trailing by a score of 20-0 over the Holmen Vikings as they scored twice on a field goal and a touchdown run of 59 yards by Brent Holden. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this on the KQEG High School Game of the Week.
Academic success, athletic success, all of our programs are doing really well right now.
Coming out here and playing my first conference game, I had a bunch of goosebumps, I had chills, I was excited, I was nervous. I felt every emotion that, you can feel.
College, when you think of what that experience is and the growth as a person and as a student and as an athlete, there's no place like UW La Crosse.
You know that Boyers is a small family business.
That doesn't mean it's not fully staffed. Here's our sales department.
Purchasing department.
Delivery and setup.
Warehouse crew.
Quality control.
Advertising.
We've got the best in sales, service, and selection. Come on down and check out Boyer's Furniture.
Welcome back to the start of the fourth quarter here. Holmen Vikings leading 20-0 over West Salem. Panthers with the ball and a pitch back to Roberts. He's coming our way. He's got across the 45, down about the 42-yard line. Short of the first down, but a nice pickup of about 8 yards on a first down play.
And this staff here at Holmen High School, I think they're some of the best in the area. They treat us so well up here. They got a cooler full of water and soda. They came around just now with sandwiches.
This has been this way, and people change here, but the atmosphere in Holmen doesn't.
We really appreciate the hospitality here.
So second down, and we got a flag before anything happens.
So
we got encroachment by the Vikings. Kind of looks like it.
Looks like Rodriguez was across the line. They're going to mark off 5 yards, and that's going to give them a first down.
And that was, you don't see that very often happening out that side of the line, that far out.
On a defensive back, out on an island, not in the least.
So ball moves down to the 37 of the Vikings. First and 10. Wopat airing it out of the left side. Again, overthrowing his intended receiver. That's Latos.
Tight coverage there again by Rodriguez. Tyler Rodriguez, the junior defensive back. Not a lot of space for that pass to be thrown.
I mean, they've gone to Latos a number of times. Foreman is their leading receiver, and just haven't gone his direction too much tonight.
Had the one nice fade pass to him earlier in this possession.
Again out of the gun, second down. Wopat tipped away. That's a fumble. That's covered up by a white jersey, so West Salem will keep it, but it's all the way back to midfield. And the recovery came to number 64.
That's Ryan Schlimgen.
Schlimgen, yeah. Good thing he was there because Wopat wasn't going to make it. So the ball goes all the way back to almost a 49-yard line. 3rd down and 21. Boy, you know, when they go into those passing situations, these Vikings are just teeing off. And I got another flag going in the line.
Got a false start.
Yep.
One of the offensive linemen jolted his head up a little bit.
Yeah, the line judge went in there and did exactly that.
Yeah, he mimicked the action.
Yeah. Yep. Like a little bit of a head upper torso move.
All it takes is a little bit of a jump.
So 3rd down and long. I think it's 26 now. There's Wopat. Just swings it out and misses Roberts out on the flat. Even if he had gotten that, I don't think he would have got much yardage because out there was number 57 playing the field, Jaden Nesseth.
Yeah, that was a recipe for disaster there. A screen pass with defenders in the area. Yeah, if that had been completed, it probably would have ended up a loss.
Yeah.
So one of those rare instances where the incomplete pass is the best outcome.
So Therick Roberts, the junior, will punt away again. Been out there several times tonight. Rodriguez standing at his own 25 to receive this punt. Again, a line drive, end over end. Rodriguez takes it at the 26.
Got a good bounce.
Yep. Brought down at the 35. Yeah, I see a little extra push here and there out there, a little frustration.
Yeah, for a West Salem team that came into tonight's game, dominating last week against Toma, grinding one out against GET, and then pretty handily beating Arcadia. This is not what they had earlier in their season, and so it's a little bit difficult for them to swallow, I'm sure.
It is. I mean, they've only given up a single touchdown per game. They're averaging about 25 themselves, so this is just the opposite of what they really want to see out of themselves. A run on the right side.
If nothing else, you know, they got to get themselves on the scoreboard by the end of this game just to have something to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and I'm sure that the Vikings would like nothing better than a
goose egg
shutout. Yeah,
absolutely.
So 2nd down play, 2nd and 8.
And Holmen's going to take their sweet time now, try and salt the clock away.
You know, and these Vikings, they've had 2 big plays for touchdowns that were called back because of penalties, and we got a flag.
Delay a game.
Delay a game, yep. You know, and that's a little bit of inexperience because, you know, the backfield judge starts counting that down at 5 seconds.
You got to catch that.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody saw it on the field.
That'll be a teachable moment in practice next week as they're watching film.
So 9 minutes left in this contest, 20-0. Holmen leading West Salem. 2nd game in the Mississippi Valley Conference, 4th game for both these two teams. Handoff goes to Brett Holden up the middle. The power back gets a couple. About 3 yards when they mark this one off. So it'll be 3rd down and 9.
In on the stop for West Salem, Connor Stranis, Joe Hess, Ethan Olson.
Tight formation.
Pretty much been the case all night.
It really is. Just run, run, run. And again, Holden this time up the middle, and that middle of the line for West Salem stops him. So he'll bring up 4th down in a punting situation. Long snapper is Jackson Hughes for the Vikings.
You know, among the walking wounded on the Holmen sidelines includes Tate Grass after that one catch that he did have. So
another sprained right ankle.
Yeah, it's been a tough night.
And the ball's down by the Vikings at about the 30-yard line.
So are they gonna?
I don't know what they're
play
gonna
it from
do
there.
Here. See what the white hat's coming up and see what they're going to say. I think they might flip this one. Yep, they're going to.
They're going to go over to the other.
Yep, take it out of the dark. Just makes a little added interesting piece of the game tonight. One of the, as we said, if one of the banks of lights are out.
As you can see across the way.
And with that, game's going to be played on the north half of the field.
Both sets of lights on our side of the field are working properly, but just the one bank across the way. All the parking lot lights work, it looks like, too. So I know they don't provide a whole lot of illumination on the field, though.
So 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line, we'll call it. Wopat. It's quarterback keeper, and there's not much there. A yard at best.
Wopat, if you include the sacks in tonight's game, which do count against rushing statistics as a quarterback, is unofficially I've got him for negative 27 yards, so I'm sure he'd like to get out of the hole here and maybe get a few positive yards.
From his defensive end position, Jaden Nesseth making that tackle.
Nesseth, a big kid.
He is.
6'3", 210.
Roberts up the middle. Gang tackle. That'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd and about 5. As you said, these West Salem Panthers next week are at West Salem High School against Aquinas. Up next for Holmen will be Toma right here in this same field. 6.5 minutes left in the contest. A 20-0 lead for the Holmen Vikings. So they're showing they've got a little bit of offensive power without having to pass, and their defenses look pretty good tonight. There's Roberts coming up close to a 1st down.
I think they're going to give it to him.
I think so. Boy, I don't know. They may even measure this one. Just take a look. Nope, they're going to call it a 1st down.
Yeah, the line judge on our side here was signaling it right away.
So the ball's at the 39-yard line.
I got Roberts for 15 carries, 51 yards tonight. Had 1 carry for Brendan Holt, and that went for a 1-yard loss, and that was it. We have not seen Brendan Holt on the field. You know, it's harder to see that sideline than the near sideline, and we just have not seen him back out here.
Little curl pass complete on the far side of the field.
That's Foreman again.
I think it was Shane Roth, I think, coming up with the tackle. So 2nd down. 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5. Wide receivers to left and right. A little bit of running room. Here comes Wopat. He's got the 1st down. He's across midfield down to the 46-yard line. And with that, we'll flip-flop the field again. Another one of our sponsors tonight is Rish Heating and Air Conditioning in downtown West Salem, offering a wide range of central air conditioning and heat pumps. Can't go wrong with Armstrong Air, plus a complete line of high-efficiency gas, oil, and electrical furnaces. Count on Rish Heating and Air Conditioning, West Salem this winter to keep your family warm. I even hate to think about that already.
I don't even want to hear those
I
words.
didn't want to hear. Yeah, shush. But Rish, heating and air conditioning, thank you. Let's talk air conditioning, Rish.
Absolutely. We're still using it at our house.
Wopat out to the right. Knocked down on the far side of the field. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Looking for number 22. That's Aaron Barr on that pass.
So the Panthers trying to work this one to get on the board. Clock moving on them at 4:43 left in the game. If this holds, that'll move the year record for the Vikings to 2-2. They'll be 2-0 in the Mississippi Valley, while West Salem will go to 3-1 and 1-1 in the conference. There's Wopat airing it out, a little timing pass, and right along the sideline, it falls incomplete. I think that was Foreman out there that was the intended receiver. So 3rd down and 10. And
unofficially 7 for 18 for Wopat. He's been trying out there, and he hasn't been able to string a few passes together, get that momentum.
Yep. Fundraiser tonight, both in product to help clean up our flood victims' homes and in financial donations here at Holmen High School. Big crowd, and I'm sure they gathered up a lot. Moon Tunes concert at Oktoberfest grounds on Thursday next week. They got a lot of bands coming in. Oh, loose football. And looks like the Viking, I
don't know who's on it.
I don't either.
It's still loose. Holmen says they have it. West Salem doesn't seem to believe so.
Well, Wopat got hit, and his arm was cocked back, but he didn't get it going forward. So with a change of possession, we'll take a timeout and be right back after this on the KQEG High School Game of the Week.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
Big Boar Barbecue is up and running on the north side of La Crosse. Hi, this is Jerry Beyer at Big Boar Barbecue. Yes, the food truck is open at George and Gillette Street to make it easier for you north siders to find out why La Crosse County has voted us 4 years in a row as the best barbecue and best caterer in La Crosse County. Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, and now open at George and Gillette Street. A delicious mouthful.
Premier Spine Health and Injury in Holmen has opened a new state-of-the-art chiropractic facility in Holmen. They offer a specialized exam and specific plan to deal with your pain.
Whiplash, concussions, TMJ, carpal tunnel, even headaches and migraines. We work to relieve the pain caused by these symptoms so that you can get back to doing the things that you love.
Set up an appointment today. Your first visit is only $39 and it's donated to the charity of your choice. Call or stop by Holmen's Premier Chiropractic Office, Premier Spine Health and Injury at 814 Main Street in Holmen.
That's going to be one thing in the locker room they're going to be talking about. Too many holding penalties. Because I think they had 2 holding penalties that called back touchdowns, and we've seen several of them tonight.
4 or 5 others. It's been a struggle. That's the one thing that they haven't done well tonight.
Another one of our sponsors tonight is Advanced Cargo in West Salem. Whether you need something sent next door or around the world, Advanced Cargo of West Salem, they can do it for you. Advanced Cargo is a proud sponsor of West Salem Athletics, and they say, go Panthers. Thank you, Advanced Cargo, for being there for us tonight. So the penalty moves it back. It'll still be first down, but first, and we're going to call it 21. And ball just at the 49-yard line. Handoff, Brett Holden. And again, Brett Holden had a 59-yard touchdown run tonight, but as we told you before, the kind of runs that he's had are mainly up the middle. Hey, maybe that's a different number there now. I look at it again. That might be, I think it might have been Sam Barnett. Backup running back.
Holden's night may be done.
It could be, yeah.
Give him a break.
I think that's Barnett. So 2nd down. And Wall carries it and slammed down to the ground. how much you want your quarterback running the football when you're running with a third stringer. So third down.
He's had 5 carries tonight.
Third down and 17. These are the kind of plays that we've seen him run to Cable or Fisher. Coming off the right or left side. Here comes Cable.
Cable.
Yeah. You know, Cable's not a big kid, but boy, you do have to wrap your arms around him because
he's slippery.
He's slippery and he's strong.
I think he might have put a little Crisco on his jersey before the game.
All right, 4th down and 11. Punting will be the Vikings. Foreman will be deep.
Still don't know who number 16 is, so apologize to you, young man. We were not provided with a 16 on our roster here.
I'll have to double check that. Maybe the coaching staff can tell us. Here's a short with a bounce going for the Vikings. And it'll go down, looks like at about the 14-yard line, maybe the 13. 2:19 left in the contest. And it's been a steady drumbeat for the Vikings tonight as they lead this one 20-0 and are heading to their second victory of the season and in the conference. Officially spotted down at the 12-yard line.
Number 16 is Brecken Turner. He is their punter. Thank you to the Holmen Viking coaching staff for that.
Very cool. Well, we hope Austin DeCant, quarterback for the Vikings, can be back in the lineup. Also on crutches tonight, Tatum Grass. He had caught a pass and he rolled up on his leg, and he's just testing it out right now. He's got a crutch with him, but he looks pretty good. There it goes over to Foreman. He's got a catch for about 8 yards at the 20, maybe the 21-yard line.
I think it might be even more.
Oh, I'm take that back. That's Lados that got it. You're right. It is a first down. But Lados comes out of the game after that catch. I think that's Lados' first catch of the evening.
It is, and it's the first catch of the year.
2 minutes. Clock moving.
Is that Craig Newsom Jr. walking down the steps there?
It is. Maybe he hasn't started his season because he's out there in South Dakota.
Or maybe
he was here last week, too.
Maybe he's just back for the night?
Could be. He was here last week. You know, you just never know. So
superstar for this Holmen football team.
Yeah, he would look pretty good.
And a pretty good basketball player as well.
So, penalty flag on the field, and the Vikings just say, let's march this one off. And it's a big one. Like a holding call, I believe it was, against West Salem.
Holding against the Panthers.
Game played at Empire Stadium, you know, and this is a beautiful stadium. You know, but as you look around the Mississippi Valley Conference, you kind of look at all the teams are playing on artificial surfaces now, and more.
Yeah. Yeah, and now Swanson Field at Logan after that big grant from the Green Bay Packers organization. Although they didn't quite upgrade the press box yet. So that's what I'm crossing my fingers for.
That could happen too.
Yeah, we got natural grass here.
Is the West Salem surface that's artificial? Do you know?
I don't know what it's going to be.
I would think it would be, but I guess we'll have to check into that.
There's a lot of overhead initially to do artificial, but then the maintenance is so much less.
Yeah. We're down inside of a minute. Second down and 24. Yeah, it's a long ways. There, Wopat looking to his left. And he's out there. You know, he's just been a little over every time. Lados, again, the intended receiver.
Lados, another big target, and you're right. He's just been a little off target tonight. Unable to just get that nice touch in, and he's overthrowing a lot of his passes.
That was Ben Hesh on the defensive end of that for the Vikings. So 3rd down and long. And we're down to 38 seconds in the contest. So Wopat got trips to the right. Foreman, the only receiver, out to the left. And they hand it off in the inside, and there's nothing going there. That was Roberts.
Oh, no, that was...
Oh, no, it wasn't.
32. That's Tegan Hansen. First carry for Hansen tonight.
And that might be it. I don't think West Salem's going to have another play here.
There's really no reason to.
No.
It's kind of an exclamation point for Holmen.
And the Holmen fans on their feet, those who stayed and enjoyed a 20-0 win for the Holmen Vikings as the clock expires. The way this scoring came tonight, a couple of field goals by Jonah Johnson. The first one came in the first quarter with 2:23 left. That was a long one, 39 yards out. It actually hit the crossbar and bounced over. That made it 3-0. Then in the second quarter, with 4:31 left in the half, it was a 7-yard touchdown run by Kevin Cable. The extra point was good. That made it 10-0 at the halftime. And then Brett Holden busted loose for a big one in the third quarter for 59 yards with the extra point good. That made it 17-0. And then also in the third quarter, a 37-yard field goal by Jonah Johnson, showing his leg off again. And that got us to our final score of 20-0. Vikings now 2-2 on the year. They are now 2-0 in the conference. As far as West Salem, they are 3-1 and 1-1 in the conference this year. Good conference game in the Mississippi Valley. Austin DeCant on crutches tonight, and as is Tatum Grass after injuries. And
be interesting to see if we'll see them again.
It's going to be hard to say.
Yeah,
but I got to believe they'll be back. I think we're dealing with sprains there.
Maybe a week-to-week sort of a scenario.
Yep.
But a phenomenal win for the Holmen Vikings. And this is one of my favorite traditions in the MVC. The football team all comes down in front of their fans, and they recite the Holmen Creed.
Well, we'll zero in on them and
through there, they'll
finish the game up tonight with that.
And I
get a chance to hear that maybe.
And a picture-perfect night for a football game. West Salem going to go home with their first loss of the season, dropped to 3-1 overall, 1-1 now in the MVC. They will host Aquinas at their first home game in over 2 years with the reopened West Salem High School football stadium. And Holmen will stay home against Toma next week.
You know, and I'm looking up and down the line here. There's 5 young men on crutches tonight. So
not a good sign.
No, it isn't. So I think they're ready now. I think they want Cameron Weber to come over, and they got Austin DeCant still to come over too. And they want to make sure that their teammates are part of this.
And that's cool to see. That's number 62, Gunther Holmen, coming over to help bring his quarterback over.
All right, and this will be the last part of tonight's broadcast. We'll hear the pledge here. There you go, folks. Viking Creed here at Holmen High School. Once again, the final was the Holmen Vikings 20, the West Salem Panthers nothing. For Ryan Scaife and Carl Greenfield, this is Art Fay. Thank you for joining us tonight on the KQEG High School Game of the Week.
You've been watching the KQEG TV High School Game of the Week. Tonight's game featured the West Salem Panthers and the Holmen Vikings. The KQEG TV High School Game of the Week is made possible by our sponsors, like Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business. Southwest 2nd Avenue in Onalaska. Schumacher Kish Cremation and Funeral Services in La Crosse, La Crescent, and Onalaska. Premier Spine Health and Injury on Main Street in Holmen. Boyer's Furniture, quality furniture at affordable prices on South Avenue, La Crosse. American Family Insurance and your agent in West Salem, Jim Quinn. University of Wisconsin-La Crosse. Surround yourself with distinction. Surround yourself with UWL. Hunter's Last Chance Bar and Grill on Leonard Street in historic downtown West Salem. Tri-State Business Machines, your #1 choice for office equipment in Onalaska. Advanced Cargo, shipping locally and around the world in downtown West Salem. Rish Heating and Air Conditioning, your Armstrong dealer in downtown West Salem. Allied Cooperative in Toma, West Salem, and Arcadia. Big Boar Barbecue. For the best barbecue, make it Big Boar Barbecue. Highway 16 West Salem and George and Gillette Street on the north side of La Crosse. And Union State Bank of West Salem, where customers and community come first. Thanks for watching high school football on KQEG TV.